So today we're going to be looking at a project which I've been working on for the last few months, but haven't really been documenting, as this is still very much a work in progress, and I haven't really been able to formulate a whole lot of thoughts in terms of a building guide or how to or anything like that in terms of something that would be useful to watch. But I've run into a bit of a stall at the moment, waiting on replacement equipment, and I thought, well, might as well put up a video and show off some progress at the moment of my current project, which is a full-scale Warlord Titan. Ha! Cheap trick, I know. As we get up close to this bad boy, you can see that the Marines are down here for some sense of scale. This is a one-to-one 3D print of the current Mars pattern Warlord Titan, and as you can see, I've had to build some scaffolding out of Lego in this case, just to hold some pieces together because it's not actually assembled. The torso and hips are connected, but the legs are just sort of tacked on, so they're not holding any weight. So anyway, I have the basic skeleton pretty much done, and now I'm starting to work on bits and pieces like the hydraulics, and then I'll be moving on to the armor pieces. But unfortunately, the motherboard on my 3D printer fizzled, and it took a while to get a replacement, and Canada Post lost it, and I still don't have it yet. So I'm still waiting on that to arrive, or to get another one sent, so that I can try and get my printer working again. So this is a good enough sort of pause, I guess, to go over some of the details here. Get in and see some of the print. A lot of this still needs to be sanded and touched up, but it's a rough guide on how this is going together, what settings to use. And yeah, there is plenty of intricate detail here. Going around to the back, and where some parts haven't sort of come out cleanly, I've just done a bit of filling and sanding, but I haven't really had to do too much of that. It's turned out pretty nicely for the most part, and some parts that I'm not super satisfied with, I'm going to redo once I get everything set up again. But yes, it's very intricate. I've been working on this for the last at least 4 or 5 months, maybe even a little bit longer. But some of the components have taken multiple days to print on fine detail, and I wanted to do fine detail so that things would come out crisp and clear and not require too much touching up. You can see all the intricacies of the cockpit there. There's no interior space on this. It's all solid, like there's no cockpit interior or anything. But it stands about 2 feet approximately. It's about the same size as Transformers Titans Return Metroplex. And yeah, there's still a lot of the more detailed pistons and gadgets to go. And defense weapons and things like that. The cannons took a while, but they turned out all right once I dialed the settings in, and the tolerances haven't been too bad. But again, the scale is kind of nuts. and you don't necessarily get a great sense of that until you actually sort of see it in person and kind of look up at those angles, and you can just imagine how this thing would look on the battlefield. It would be quite deafening. So how it's attached at the moment is some of these shoulder pieces I've got pinned in place with some brass rods just to hold them together, give it some structural integrity just while I've been testing and test fitting everything. I haven't worked out yet exactly what I'm going to do with the leg mechanisms, as I could possibly try and make them move and rotate, but it might be safer all around just to lock them in one position and call it good. I suspect it's going to have a fairly static kind of pose. I'm not thinking of anything too crazy at this point, but I might just leave those options available to whoever ends up owning this, because this has sort of been a test print, and as much as I would love to keep this, I'm probably going to have to sell it off to well, recover the costs of printing it for one thing, and then all the replacement costs for the bits that blew up on my printer. But in any case, it's gorgeous in person. I can only imagine what the resin piece is like. But the advantage to this one is that being plastic, it's you're not going to have the brittleness. Like, this is taking a tumble occasionally as I've been moving pieces around, and it's super solid. You're not going to have to worry about just big chunks breaking off like with some of the resin that you have to work with. And I'm not worried about printing off some of the high level detail, because I know that it's solid. It's a solid plastic. See the where the void shields are going to go, and across here. But yeah, it's hefty and it's fantastic, and I'm loving it, and I'm also hating it because it's taking so long, and I don't know when it's going to be finished now, but hopefully not too long. I would hope things get running again in another week or so, but it's been almost a month with trying different parts and parts not working, and then ordering new parts for the printer. Oh, it's been a bit of a mess, but yeah, been keeping me out of trouble up to this point, and I'm really looking forward to getting it finished. I will be putting the heavy lasers on the shoulders, and I'll also probably print out the Apocalypse missile launchers for the shoulders just as an option. But I think in terms of what's going to look awesome, I think the lasers for my money. But yeah, it's come together slowly and ponderously, and I'm still blown away just looking at it, like the sheer mass of the thing. Just, if you look at the space that it takes up on my 6x4 table, it's just a monster, absolute monster. My Frankenstein's monster, just about. But anyway, that's what I've been doing lately, and I hope to be able to do more of an update a bit later on when things get cracking again. So take it easy, enjoy your modeling, and we'll catch you next time.